Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll meet a couple of guys who are reinventing men's shirts. Their idea is so simple, it's a snap. Their journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team. And the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, as an entrepreneur myself, I'm fascinated by other entrepreneurs and their journey, because we all see stuff and we say, well, somebody ought to, somebody should do this one day, and then you turn on TV and somebody's already done it. But a couple of guys who know something about reinventing an industry, Ed Baronne and Patrick Lynn with Snaps Clothing. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
All right, so I want you guys to just kind of show us your shirts here, because what you, and I don't want you to disrobe, but you've got a snap on your shirts.
Yeah, so, a traditional pearl snap that we use on this is, you'll see it in some other shirts, but what we try to do is make it more of a modern fit, modern feel to it, so a lot of softer textures. Ed's actually got one of our current lines right now. It's called the Landry shirt. So you can actually wear this to an office. You can wear it out to a date night. This one's more of a heritage, traditional type of pearl snap, but yeah.
Yeah, and forever, snaps have been associated with Western wear.
Right.
Okay, so tell me, who you guys have known each other for a while. How long do you guys go back?
About 6 years, 7 years now. So we were working together. He was in a different company, and we were woring together, and we just, every once in a while our paths would cross. And we seemed to have similar mindsets, and we were similar in age, and everyone that was working around us was a little bit older. So we decided to start a company together. It was an actual medical company, a little bit different than what this is. So we went down that path together, and had really a lot of success and worked really hard to build it ourselves. So we're really proud of what we did, and decided at some point it was time to get COVID hit, and we were actually helping to procure PPE for the government. So part of that was logistics and fabric sourcing all over the world. So we thought, how can we take what we now know, and we've already cut our teeth on, and move into a segment we really like. And my grandfather was a rancher in Texas, and he would wear pearl snaps, wake up at 4 a.m. every day. But they were very traditional, nothing you'd wear to an office, right? So we took that idea. We were just having beers one night and said, let's start a company. And I think we can do something special. So that's where we are.
All great ideas, Ed, start over a beer.
Yeah,
that's right. They do. That or a bourbon.
So, Ed, tell us about some of the challenges getting the brand off the ground.
Yeah, I think, honestly, the pearl snap shirt, like you said, has been really a staple of Western wear. With the Western wear, the fabrics were a little bit boxier. The shirts were a little bit more dated, if you will. And kind of the new environment that we had kind of led itself to more of a comfortable shirt. And so people going back into the office and everything, we wanted to actually bring that iconic look to the modern wear. And so really some of the big challenges that we had with that is, defining exactly what that meant to different people. And then being able to communicate that to manufacturers, be it US based or overseas, and really having them understand our vision with the company and where we want to take it. I think that was some of the bigger challenges was bringing that new dynamic and new mindset to it. But, communication is the biggest thing with anything. So communication with those suppliers was key.
So we've got a video that I want you to talk over this video. When you come up with an idea for a shirt, how do you design it? I mean, are either of you designers?
No, we're not designers, believe me. But at some point, we start to understand more about the design features, and we start to become more confident in the colors, the patterns, the style of the shirt. At first, we were not, right? We had to go find someone that could kind of hold our hand and walk us through that. But as we move along, I feel like, our vision for what the shirt should be is really starting to come out in some of the newer patterns and some of the newer colors and sourcing.
Yeah, we have a lot coming.
Yeah,
very soon.
All right. Well, I want to take people to your store so that you can kind of go down this page and just describe for us some of the things that we're looking at. I'm impressed with the variety that you have.
Yeah, so we have quite a bit of shirts and hats right now to choose from. Our hats were specifically chosen because we wanted something, again, that had a lot of utility and could be worn in any setting. So, the anti-sweat, they bead water off of them. You can wear them to play golf. You can wear them out with friends. Really comfortable hats. The shirts specifically, we have two different types of designs. Like I said, one that's more casual to the office, and then ones that's a little bit on more the traditional side of what a Pearl Snap is. But we've gotten a lot of good feedback from all of our customers, and we actually have a lot of women that ask when we're going to start a women's line of Pearl Snaps.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's gotta feel
A lot.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I'd like to come up with we talked about coming up with a kids line, but thinking about my children and my son, who's 6, he'd probably rip his shirt off like every 5 or 10 minutes. But we're thinking about how we can maybe put locks on the Pearl Snaps.
Oh, no. I love it. I love it. Now, are you, since you're in the shirt business, are you constantly looking at men's shirts?
100%. Never did it before. Never thought about it. But now I see somebody like when you're wearing your jacket, I know exactly what kind of fabric it is. I'm looking at the colors and the patterns. I never would have done that before.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the comfort, because the fabrics you've chosen are just, it feels like pajamas, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're very, very comfortable. Everything that we have is really, again, geared towards a modern man's lifestyle, right? You want something that you're comfortable in from the office, out to tailgate on the weekends, or having, happy hour at Katy Trail or wherever you may be.
Yeah.
That's really what we've gone towards. The fabrics are not synthetic. So I think that's something that, I think the industry as a whole really went synthetic, but men enjoy, the comfortable feel of an authentic fabric. So our fabrics are all natural, and we do have a little bit of stretch to it, but it's something that is enjoyable to wear throughout the day.
Okay, were there any naysayers in your life? Did the wives or the relatives say, "You're doing what"?
Most of them probably,
yes.
Yeah. Most of them probably thought when I told them,
I'll plead the fifth.
Yeah, when we told them we were doing it, they probably thought we were crazy. I don't know.
My wife was a buyer for Neiman's, or an assistant buyer for Neiman's for a while, so at least I had a little bit of guidance there. But beyond that, it was more of what are you doing?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
But we've had a lot of support from family and friends. Yeah.
All right, tell us about some of like the reactions you get from your loyal fans. I mean, do you have people repeat buying?
Yeah, we have some really loyal customers so far, and that's kind of our goal, is to be more of a lifestyle brand. And with a lifestyle brand, you have to have a lot of brand loyalty. And with that brand loyalty, they have to buy into your story and what you're doing. And there's a lot of people that have so far. We've got some great customers, and what we'll do is, if somebody buys quite a bit of shirts, they come back, we see they're repeating, we'll give them special discounts, and we'll give them hats or something, because we want them to represent our brand, because that's what they do, and that's the best way to get the word out.
Well, these last 2 years have been challenging for the supply chain. Did you have any supply chain issues at all?
Wow, that's a good question. So really, we cut our teeth, like I said, in the logistics space during COVID, and because of that, we understood kind of what hurdles were going to be in our way. So we got out in front of them ahead of time. But when we're planning on bringing out a clothing line, which is a totally different mindset, right? You have to plan way in advance. Right. So we have to set aside time periods of probably downturns in logistics, and we have to kind of expect those and kind of plan for them. So we plan our lines of clothing way in advance.
Sure.
Because we have to. And if we get them in early, that's fine, but it's better than getting them in late.
Okay, men come in all shapes and sizes. How do you decide how many to order in what size?
Go ahead, Ed.
Well, no, that's true. Honestly, that is the big challenge. You can't make a shirt that's going to fit everybody. I was talking to a buddy last night specifically about that. And it's, our shirt fits him great. But, it's like, he's not a very large guy, but how far out do you go, and how do you try to plan? And until currently we have one fit, and it's really more of a casual casual tailored fit, if you will. You know, there's specific objections that we have with that, but really we're trying to make a shirt that looks good for anybody and everybody, without limiting ourselves on consumer base, for sure.
Yeah. So if one of the Cowboys linemen,
they could. Well, it depends, right? So I've tested the shirt out on some pretty big people.
I'd say Chris was a pretty big guy.
At some point, what we'll probably have to do. And it's challenging because a lot of companies, what they'll do is they'll have slim fits, classic fits, and tall fits. But every time you segment those out, you have to increase your inventory. So we have to kind of plan that ahead. But
I think you got the obvious market is bodybuilders. Can you imagine a guy just saying, "Watch this"?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and to be honest, I think wives actually like the shirts a lot because they seem to get torn off at some point.
Well, I saw Valentine's post on your social media. It was a little racy. I like it.
Yeah, I think that's probably our highest viewed post so far. It kind of shows you sometimes sex sells.
Wow. Okay, we only have a couple minutes left, so Ed, why don't you go first, and then we'll have Patrick give the final word.
Yeah.
What final thoughts? What would you like to leave people with?
No, one, appreciate the time and the opportunity. Really, Snaps is trying to build a brand that's a lifestyle brand. What we're bringing to the market, I think, is completely different. We're not bringing outdoor shirts. We're not really trying to hit in that spectrum. We're trying to bring an enjoyable brand with a unique factor of the Snaps into their everyday lives and really bring that to the forefront. Typically, again, this was something that was kind of segmented off as, this is your casual Western wear shirts. Mm-hmm. So what we've tried to really do is something that'll bring in the modern man into this type of a shirt. So we appreciate it, and hopefully we can bring some people in this new world.
Patrick, final word.
So I would say, kind of to touch on what Ed said is, we could have gone out and sourced fabrics from China or India and really increased our margins, but the product wouldn't have been where it needs to be. Right. So at the end of the day, we're trying to create a product that's really high quality. So when somebody tries it on, they think to themselves, what was I doing wearing buttons? Because now when I put on a button shirt, I almost tear the buttons because I want to rip it off because that's just a normal thing for me now.
Right.
So I think once people try it on, they'll understand that shirt can fit everyday life, and it's actually a better quality and an easier wear for them. So that's kind of my goal. Yeah.
It's a lot easier to snap and unsnap a button too. If you have hand problems or anything, here you go.
Right.
It really is. Dexterity is a big thing with this too.
Especially as a person gets older.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, guys, thanks for coming on the show. We'll have to have you
really
back.
Appreciate it. It's
Absolutely.
great.
Thank you.
We're going to end with the website, which is snapsclothing.com. Thanks again for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate it.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.